A while. I've had a hello everyone, and welcome back to AydoDePotato. I know it's been quite a while. I've had a couple projects in progress for the channel for some time now. Um, but this one I already had ready, and so I decided I needed to get something out there. So I decided to go ahead and record this, and without further ado, let's get on to the main part of the video. Hello everyone, and welcome back to AydoDePotato. Today we're going to be getting into something that's sort of been a bit of a passion project of mine. I've worked here and there on it for about 1.5 years now, I believe, on it with the help of a friend. And we've managed to get some stuff done, and so I decided I'd go ahead and give you guys a tour today. So here we have, well, I suppose I should really introduce it. Welcome to Minecraft Disneyland, I guess you could call it. Sort of a combination of Disneyland and Disney World, both together. So I suppose a little bit of context here as we kind of go through the entrance. Eventually, the entrance was taken from Disneyland pretty much, and we decided to keep it whenever we decided to include features from Disney World as well. And eventually, they'll probably be functional, drop a emerald or gold nugget in the hopper and gate opens for you, something like that. So we've been working on this for a little bit, and originally this was just supposed to be Disneyland, just a Disneyland recreation, no elements from the other parks. But eventually, as we kind of go through the little plaza here, eventually we decided to add some Disney World features. So, of course, here we got some custom trees, a couple of little flower beds. This part of the park, essentially everything we have so far is modeled off of Disneyland in Anaheim, California. So here we have our little map stand off to the right. We used smokers as trash cans. Kind of felt like that resembled at least the trash cans of Disney World or Disneyland. Got our custom trees here, flower beds, a little Mickey Mouse face. We may end up remodeling this area just due to the fact, as you can see, we got some dirt blocks with some flowers. They do kind of brighten it up, but it also makes for sort of a strange sight whenever you're seeing brown. And here we also have our street lamps. These were actually originally made with sea lanterns, but we decided to change them to beacons instead because we felt that kind of went better with the look we were going for, especially as we move into Main Street. We'll definitely be most likely using the beacons. It's just kind of cool, neat little things that we decided to change or do. So we kind of go through the entrance here. We do have the sign from Disneyland. It's not really visible, but it just says, we did have to shorten it. Here you leave today and enter the world of fantasy. So we may extend that over the next couple blocks, but as in the future. So, yes, so as we kind of go through the entrance here, you can see the railroad station up top. We did take some time to make sure we got all the stonework around the entrance arch good. As we kind of go through here, we've also got our little movie posters. Minecraft added a couple new paintings to vanilla, so this was all done vanilla. No add-ons, excepting the Education Edition, which did get a new update, I believe, recently. We are on Nintendo Switch, but they give us sparklers and other things of that matter, so here we have, I believe these are supposed to resemble vines. We just didn't want them creeping up the entire side, so. And here we have our first thing for you to really look at here. This is the tour guide garden. This only exists in Disneyland, not Disney World. As far as I know, not any of the other Disney parks either. But this is essentially just a place for you to wait on your guided tours or to go for your guided tours. Of course, Disneyland does a bit more of that. Disneyland has a very rich history, seeing as how it's the first Disney park. So here you have your tables for you to be able to wait on your tours. Over there's the police station, that building off to the right side. Or little hanging flowers using more azalea leaves. This building back here, more benches. This building back here, not much to do with it. Here's the tour guide stand for your. We assume it's for brochures. We're not quite sure. We investigated, kind of tried to see what the whole tour guide garden was all about, but we couldn't find very much, at least not in the way of images. But we assume it holds brochures. And that building back there that you see in the background, as far as we could tell, it had no use. We did recreate it to the best of our ability, and it did take some time with all the with the roof work that we had to do, and also the little steeple that's kind of on top. But as far as we can tell, we did get the proportions right. Our little flower boxes, roses, and peonies. But there weren't too many images of the building. Oh, these gates are supposed to be closed, sorry. This brick wall over here doesn't really lead to anything, but as far as we could tell, the building had no uses, but there were not that many images of it, so, you know, we worked with what we can, or worked with what we could. This was the second most recently built thing that we have in the park so far. Not that there's very much. As you walk through here, of course, over to that side, the police station, that's what we'll be kind of looking at next. A nice little detail, of course, in one of the more recent updates, Minecraft added bigger pots. So now we made a kind of little pot, and so I'll kind of get up here and show you. We have a flower pot inside of the larger clay pot, and a little azalea, flowering azalea bush inside that. So in here you get a little aerial view of the tour guide garden as well. Of course, the areas behind it aren't finished, so you're not seeing much. And here's the, well, before I get into that, I guess I'd take a little short bit of time to talk about this. Why are we floating off the ground? Well, originally this is just a flat world. There's not much to say there, but there is not very much ground underneath a flat world, so we decided to raise it about 10 blocks off of the ground not too long ago. I want to say about half a year ago. We painstakingly finished rebuilding the entire Main Street Railroad station from the ground up, 10 blocks up, to give us more space for rides that need to go underground or anything else, really. Of course, there's Main Street Railroad Station. We'll get into that in just a little bit. And if you'll look down as well, you might have caught a glimpse of it right there. There is the original railroad station down there with some of the older features we had in there, but we did try to destroy most of it. But here's the police station. It does read Disneyland Police Department, but you can't really see that very well. We also have these black stone wall and nether brick fence lampposts with our little beacon lanterns. This is the most recent build we've done. And we did try to recreate it. But there is kind of an interesting bit of like Disneyland history hidden in here. So originally, on opening day of Disneyland, here this kind of leads out into the tour garden as well. But on the opening day of Disneyland, the police station was sort of like a lost and found, and it was open. I believe now it's part of the tour guides, like a tour guide preparation area or something like that. But it was a lost and found, but they ended up eventually closing it down because so many people were reporting crimes to, or things that had happened at the park, to the police station and not to the security guards or whoever else they were supposed to be reporting it to. And so we eventually it was closed down because of just the amount of people that kept confusing it for sort of an actual police station. So now we'll kind of move on, show you the railroad. There isn't much to see inside the police station. As far as we know, we haven't found any inside photographs of the old police station, so we really, as far as we know, we don't know how it looks, but if anyone has anything, it'd be greatly appreciated. Just more benches and shrubs on this side. Of course, there's a station. Now these stairs here, these side stairs that I'm looking at, they were a pain, an absolute pain. Main Street Station in general just took us so long. It is quite a big build, but it was a pain with these stairs specifically. It wasn't the materials, it was just the shape. We referenced several other Minecraft Disneylands, kind of use them as inspiration and to give us inspiration for the blocks we use and the to help us kind of figure out the size of the build, which is something that's kind of hard to do, or at least in our opinions was kind of hard to do. But these stairs were tough. It took us maybe 1 or 2 weeks to really complete the stairs. They were very tough, and the main street station, of course, the entire thing took a long time just to perfect all the details. But these stairs were particularly tough because of their curving shape and the amount of just trial and error we kind of had to go through to get them this way. They were very hard to get right, or at least so we thought. And I still really don't like this part here. They kind of cut off the part you just saw. They kind of cut off. It's hard to explain, but it's kind of weird. But now as we kind of go up here, you'll get to see actually the main part of the station. You can see over there the more little lamp posts. And here is one of the wings of the station. As we kind of walk through here, got more benches, the railroad on that side. There's a lot of intricate details you can't see from here. They are there. This is the actual railroad made of campfires that we put out with water and sponges. We do plan on making a model of the locomotive from Disneyland or Disney World. We're not sure if they're both the same, but we do intend to also cut a hole in the center of the locomotive, the train, to be able to actually ride minecarts through it, because we do want it to be functional. And so you can look up here as well. You can look up there, you can kind of see some of the details, some of the little details I'll probably take us up there in just a second to see that, see some of those details. And here you'll eventually be able to look over more of the park and especially Main Street, but for now, let's get into here. Another smoker trash can. So yes, you can see the entrance across from here as well. And it's just getting really the little details right that really kind of brings it to life, in my personal opinion. But for now, let's get into here, inside the station. This one is pretty much purely modeled off the one at Disneyland. And so we kind of tried our best to recreate it. Of course, it will need updates, that's for sure. It's already kind of becoming outdated. But for now, it's quite nice. Got a couple of little newspapers, paintings. This is supposed to be a train model of this train, the Lily Bell, that is featured in Disneyland. And so these papers are mostly supposed to represent newspaper clippings and just documents, I believe, from what I remember of building it. But, we may replace those with book and quills or something of the sort that actually, like, you can take them and read them, or something of that sort. So really there are tons of things that I'm leaving out and a load of stuff, but there are tons of details. Here we have our little American flag banners. You look up there, you can see the flags. I'll kind of take us up. Of course, the second floor is not usable, but we did still put that same kind of level of detail, mostly used it for glowstone for the lower floors. But just kind of trying to do our best to get in those details. And here we have the flags, our little American flags. We did use the skull as the flagpole topper and buttons as the stars, don't worry. From down here, you can't really tell that they're skulls, so kind of works in our favor, but don't worry, we did not kill anyone, I promise. And so here's just the other branch. This, it's all symmetrical. This is just the other branch of the Main Street station, so we can kind of walk down here as well. Our kind of third staircase. We have banners on the lamp posts, and of course the lamp posts themselves. A couple more smoker trash cans, and little flower beds and trees. Let's get in down here. Well, crap, what was I saying? Eventually, of course, the railroad will run all the way around the park, and we'll have more stations to feature. For now, though, this isn't very much to say. Of course, I will say, go on a little tangent. As you can see from the stone slabs here, we did originally intend to do the town square first and then do all the buildings around it, but we were scared that the town square would be too big or too small, and we didn't want to get it wrong. So currently the most likely thing we're going to do is build the buildings around it first and then fill in the center with the actual town square. And hopefully you guys should be able to see at least some of the building process as it slowly but surely kind of gets built up. And so, but we plan, hopefully, putting this same level of detail, and really, we did the tour guide garden with just about no help from any references or anything. Same thing with the police station, because there are very few videos that we've found. We didn't really want to pay to download the maps or anything. that feature those areas in depth. But here is the Main Street Railroad snack bar or Railroad snack bar info stand, something like that. Not entirely finished. I mean, it is finished in terms of building, but not in terms of actually stocking it. So we got like cake is funnel cake, kind of basing off of the 1900s treats and stuff that Minecraft gives us. Cake is funnel cake. Cookies, honey bottles is canned soda, and water. So not that much there for now. We were kind of trying to base it off of snack foods that you might have found in at the turn of the century. Just kind of give it, some somewhat more authentic experience. But that is pretty much it. I mean, we've got a couple chests of barrels in here, and those contain. Well, I guess we also have we called them the chicken legs, I guess. But that is about it. There's not much more to say about the park right now. I'm sure you've been able to see a lot more details, more movie posters here, but for now, this is it, and I suppose I'll end this kind of giving you guys a top-down shot. I mean, it's quite large, and it's only going to get bigger from here, so... but I do hope to take you guys on this journey with us, and as I promised earlier, kind of a roof view right there, somewhat. But until next time, this has been AydoDePotato.